I met with Jack, who is in his 30s and lives in a state in Australia after he'd gone through the intake process with Joe. He had quite a long history of mental health issues dating back to his teenage years, which isn't unusual. He was really keen to have a second opinion and to talk through what he was going through in terms of his symptoms and experiences, and also his treatment, which he felt wasn't working quite as well as it had been. And he was particularly concerned because he hadn't been able to work for a good 6 months. And I talked to him about the idea that he had a treating team who were providing a great service, but this would be a way of him talking about his concerns with them using the report that I provided. I assessed him and his issues around depression and post-traumatic stress disorder, and he'd had a number of medicines, but it did seem to me there were several that he could try that might be really helpful. I also felt as though, due to his post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms that were really quite intrusive and difficult, that particular therapies might be helpful, with the aim to return to work. And that's what we focused on. That was his main priority. So after Jack and I finished talking, we discussed a range of options, including psychological therapy with a trauma focus, and he was really keen to engage in that, and that was highlighted in the report that I wrote. In addition, he was able to discuss medication with the treating team. That was his plan.
We did send that report to Jack, to his GP, and it was also shared with his current mental health treating team at the Area Mental Health Service. They were then able to follow our recommendations, changed his medication, and his symptoms improved. His mood improved, his anxiety decreased. We were able also to get a mental health treatment plan via his GP, and my role was to link him through into one of our clinical psychologists virtually. He received weekly to fortnightly therapy for several weeks, and they had worked on a return to work plan. And at the 3-month follow-up, he was actually back at work 4 days a week for half days and doing really well. His mood had improved and his activities of daily life had improved as well.